Most of us think compulsively all the time. That is to say, we talk to ourselves. If I talk all the time, I don't hear what anyone else has to say. If I think all the time, that is to say, if I talk to myself all the time, I don't have anything to think about except thoughts. And therefore, I'm living entirely in the world of symbols. Therefore, if you meditate for an ulterior motive, that is to say, to improve your mind, to improve your character, to be more efficient in life, you've got your eye on the future and you are not meditating. Well, meditation, when correctly done, has nothing to do with all that. It's a kind of digging the present. It's a kind of grooving with the eternal now. The place where it's at is simply here and now. If you simply close your eyes and allow yourself to hear all the sounds that are going on around you, just listen to the general hum and buzz of the world as if you were listening to music. Don't try to identify the sounds you're hearing. Don't put names on them. Simply allow them to play with your eardrums. It's all just sound. And if I am talking to you right now and you're doing this, don't try to make any sense out of what I'm saying, because your brain will take care of that automatically. You don't have to try to understand anything. As you hear sounds coming up in your head, thoughts, you simply listen to them as part of the general noise going on, just as you would be listening to the sound of my voice, or just as you would be listening to cars going by or to birds chattering outside the window. So look at your own thoughts as just noises. And soon you will find that the so-called outside world and the so-called inside world come together. They are a happening. Your thoughts are a happening, just like the sounds going on outside. And everything is simply a happening, and all you're doing is watching it. It's all just sound. The place where it's at is simply here and now.
What is going on today, guys? Evan Aldo here. Welcome. So what's up, Planny? What's up, Nightshade? Wow, we got a lot of people in the house today. Great to have you guys. Hope you guys are all doing well. What's up, Oz? So, let's get into this, red hike and ashy. I think the 2-day is, more of the bearish case as well as the daily. Your 3-day coming up with the trigger wave right here. I mean, for obvious reasons, a trigger wave is going to be more bullish, but when you have the money flow coming out, I don't give it the, the same type of, credence that I would normally give it. Because if you compare it to, obviously, this one here, you still had a decent money flow that was coming up. So I would argue that these trigger waves kind of forming, they're, until we really see money flow start to come back up here, and this is so overheated too. It's so high up here above the 40, the 40 line right here. I mean, it's more of the bearish type situation. Your money flow, kind of coming out here, trigger waves and all that. That way down. Yeah, I would say we're probably gonna go down, probably gonna test relatively soon the 60, this line right here. I forget what exactly that is. Prior wicks, I think. And then that spider line, 59, then potentially even lower if we do lose those areas, guys. If we do lose those areas. So yeah, I mean it is what it is. Let's see. For a fact it'll fall to, oh man, how can we know anything for a fact in this world? Below retest 2K of the lows, what's going on? ETH to 2K, I doubt it. Well, I mean to the low, mid to low twos. I could absolutely see, somewhere around here, I guess, 2,400. I mean, there's a strong shot of 2,600 being a potential bottom. I mean, that's not too far off of where we are right now. If things do remain, more bearish, it takes you some time to come into the red here, and you gotta, bottom out sometime in June, let's say. I mean, I could see low twos. I don't know about below two or all the way back down. I mean, this is scene of the crime, I guess, right here, this place right around 16. I don't think we would go down that low, though. I think, more likely you would easily be able to hold 2K, but we got to play it by ear. We got to see how things look on the way down, or if we do come down more. You never want to be too deterministic here. But yeah, and the other thing too, obviously, is, I mean, some interesting, you're just in a range. I mean, some people would say we're head and shoulders. Like, I would say if you break downward from the range here on Ethereum, then you're looking at this area, 2,600, which I would say if you can hit 2,600, if you hit 2,600, I don't know, if you hit 2,600, let's say, before the end of June, there's a good shot, a potential shot. That's probably the first place I would, talk about a potential bottom. I mean, obviously anything could happen. This could be a bottom here, but I don't think it's very likely. I think we need to come down a little bit more. I just want to look at traditional markets because they've been, obviously recovering much, 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 much better than crypto. However, we're starting to hit these areas, which are probably the first place I could potentially see us, retracing and coming back down, forming that trigger wave here on the S&P 500, on the ES there. And, same thing could generally be said about the NASDAQ here. This place right here, that 18, I believe, is the first kind of place that I would argue could be a potential top here. Now, I'm not saying it is a potential top, but it potentially could be. Believe where the market's up or down. I just want to look at. Okay. Okay. So, the Dow was up, but was this an after? Now we're an after. Okay. I don't know. Let's see. What's up, Donkey Punch? Been good. Been a while, man. Been a while. How have you been? Hope you've been well. So yeah, that's the first potential place. But I mean, there are some signs, I guess, that I would could see of us even coming up a little bit higher here potentially. I mean, 3 hour, it's just the 3 hour, but it definitely doesn't look too bad. Up a little bit, 18,270. Man, money flow coming down. Yeah, I mean, when I look, the price likes to stick would really be 2,200, but I don't know if we'd go down that low. Absolutely could, though. I just want to see where that would bring us if you were to 45% down, 45 to 50% down, yeah, those type of areas. That's what CVO was talking about, but we definitely have to, we gotta wait and see. Let's not get too deterministic about this. Never should be too deterministic about it. That 3-day looks pretty bearish there it's kind of the difference between the crypto and the traditional markets right there. Crypto looks a lot more bearish in my opinion. They both look pretty iffy for the next few months, I would argue. That continuation, red X, I mean, if we were to repeat, let's just say, yeah, I mean, most of these do bring you down farther. Let's say we repeat something of this nature. There's your ticket to 53K mid-May, potentially. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but 27% down. Let's see. Cardano definitely breaks low. Okay. Wait, you mean the low of last year for Cardano? Yeah, okay, let's look at Cardano, yeah. I was looking at Cardano ETH, which is still not bad. You know, it's on thin ice, obviously. It could break down farther, but I still don't really have a problem with this so far. A nice double bottom. Kind of a, yeah. Cardano, but yeah, I mean, it's, you know, jumping up a little bit. Not looking bad in the 16. But yeah, your 5-day, like the way your EMAs are curving, probably the 3 and the, 3-day money flow kind of coming out. I think your release would come back to like the 36-cent area, but I don't think that's, you know, it may not be the end of the world there. If you do lose that area, then it gets a little, you could be easily looking at 30 cents. I mean, if you lose that, you could be looking at 25 cents. If you lose that, then we're looking at 0. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, you get the point. We'll see what happens. Weekly div, yeah, there's been a weekly div. That's old news, man. That's old. That's from March. We're in May now. Nice sell signal there. But yeah, what's up, Eric? Trigger wave kind of forming. Oh, what's up, Godzilla? Shout out to Godzilla. You guys, Godzilla's back. What's up, Godzilla? Guys, Godzilla's back. This was a potential setup I was talking about in Solana. Oh, wow. I didn't hear about that flood. It's rough, man. It's a lot of rain, I guess. Dubai had some flooding, too, recently. Based on the 2-week, based on some of these macro markers, yeah, I'm looking at low hundreds potentially here. We'll see. Matic ETH, yeah, that's kind of a no man's land. But if we look at, I just want to look at, yeah, because there's more data to be looked at. Yeah, when you really look here, it doesn't look as bad in terms of the no man land prophecy. Let's see, down 74% against ETH. Yeah, that's pretty rough. It's been a rough one. Aave, man, nobody's asked me to look at Aave in a minute. Let's look at Aave. Okay, kind of a failure to get to that technical target that we're pretty close to. Trying to form a double bottom type situation here. Trigger wave kind of coming up. Tough to say. I kind of like how it looks. Like, I think it's maybe a good gamble, but then again, she might just lose and come down lower. But we gotta really frickin' hold this level. Maybe wait to the, I don't know, bull div or something here on the 4-day, the trigger wave on the 5-day, because it's the weekly really. Because we got to see, but she might hold up. You lost it there, you lost it in April, so I don't know. A lot of people have been talking. I think Tim from Investing Bros was talking about more going sideways. Let's see if we don't break down soon. I mean, yeah. I could see, it depends how you define boring, but I could see staying in this range for another 2 weeks, between high 50s to 64 or whatever. We were down to 56. So yeah, could easily do that. I can neither confirm nor deny that, Jay Davis. Yes. Yeah. And by the way, that guy that brings me to, yeah, Bybit. If you guys want to trade on Bybit, link down below. We're doing the $100 airdrop. Deposit $100, you get a $100 airdrop to do one futures trade, I believe. And also, if you deposit $100, at least $100 in any of the exchanges down below, if you sign up in my link, MEXC, FAIRDESK, and Bybit, I'll give you one free month in the Discord. Just open a support ticket in Discord with your UID, and we'll get that sorted. You just go to, where is it? Support ticket, click here, and you open it up. Also, if you want to join the Discord, we are doing a discount if you pay in crypto. Regular $65 a month, $50 a month if you pay in crypto. These are the ones we accept. If you want to pay in a different crypto, maybe open a support ticket. Maybe I'll accept a different one, maybe not. We'll see. So yeah. I mean, it depends how you define crash. I mean, it's coming down to 53 or 50K, really a crash. I mean, it's more of a, still a healthy correction, in my opinion, especially if it comes down slowly. 30% drop down. I mean, that's what I would think so far. It could be sideways and then break. I mean, the thing is, that would be like a real bore fest, sideways for another 2 weeks or something. Let's say, end of May, and then you come back up here, but do you break up to a new all-time high in June, or do you just bore us even more? You know what I mean? Really depends. Really depends. So we got Ave. ETH Bitcoin is really holding on a string here. I mean, the weekly is the main freaking, I would say, bear case. Yellow X to potentially come down farther. I don't know really what's going to happen with this, but what I do know is it likely would have bottomed by the time we get this, bull div here. That could happen in a matter of within the next 11 days, or that could take another month or so. I would think you would see a bottom for ETH. ETH probably at the latest in July. But who knows? Anything is possible, obviously. What I wanted to look at a little bit was before with the other one. Let's just get into this. Total 3-month tether, versus Bitcoin. Some of the metrics on altcoins a little bit, because they've been looking not terrible. Let's see. Trigger wave. Yeah, it's coming up there. I guess the blood diamond, the 2 week is your main thing. I mean, it could have bottomed out against Bitcoin. It's kind of tough to say. If you get that trigger wave confirmed, that would be good. It could take another 2 weeks, really. We'll see, though. I just want to see what did I want to, oh yeah, let's just look at a couple, like, more of the inflation metrics a little bit, in terms of, like, Fed pivoting or whatnot. So oil's up a little bit in after hours, but generally coming down. I did look at Sol. I would argue, low hundreds does look like you probably end up there within a month or so. Looks more bearish in my opinion. Let's see. $80. I don't know if you get that low. You might. They're probably watching you, man. They know you're going long at Sol at 90, so they want to get you in the red. They'll probably bring you down. I'm just kidding. I don't know. ApeCoin. It's creeping back up. It's creeping. Yeah, 4-day, 5-day. I think it's, for a lot of these, the best thing, honestly, is kind of just to wait to see what happens. If you could get, that trigger or whatever. So, yeah. Ape Bitcoin is probably depressing as hell. I think this was some fib or something. But yeah, pretty depressing. Looks like it's probably going to roll over. Looks like it might roll over and bleed more. Is Bitcoin dropping? Let's take a look. It looks like we are. What did I say in the beginning of this? Most likely we would get to test these levels relatively soon. We're probably way under VWAP right now, yeah. So yeah. And then we got these trades open over on Bybit and then on FAIRDESK. Realized profit, a lot of realized profit here. So yeah. Why did I not? That's a little weird there. I gotta look at that after. But yeah, by the way, guys, if you want to trade in these exchanges, link in description below. A lot of really good trades I have in. I entered one trade this morning that's done really well. Had a nice winner yesterday. I don't want to show you the trade from this morning because it would be unfair to the people in the Discord. It's doing pretty well, at least so far. But yeah, we had a winner, Bitcoin short winner the other day. So yeah, check it out if you guys are interested. Excuse me. Let's see. Okay, so I wanted to let's just look at the TLT because that's still shown, it's shown some interesting. After hours, it's been a little interesting here for these markets. But that does look generally pretty good, I would argue. Three-week, yeah, I think 3-week when you get that would be pretty good. I mean, here you got your freaking, bull day of money flow came up, so good odds that was the bottom there. Also pretty good odds that we're gonna make a higher low, I would argue, especially if inflation, a lot of the oil and all that continues to kind of come down. The inverse, the 30-year. I mean, a little tough to say, but I would argue, that 3-week, really the opposite of what we just looked at, that 3-week potentially, bringing you down here. And yeah. I also wanted to look at coin. I think, it was, yeah, I think there's a shot at coming down to 150 again. So yeah, definitely is a shot at coming down farther on the coin. Next up, 176 potentially. Now, I wanted to, what was it? Oh, yeah. Just some commodities, because they've been looking more bearish, definitely, which is good for the odds of the Fed pivoting early. And I do think that if traditional markets can continue to come down, employment rate continues to rise, we should see a pivot a little bit earlier than some may think. Now, it's favored for June is 91% chance of a pause. So, a month from now, things could change in a month. They can change in a month. I wouldn't be completely surprised if we do see the first pivot next month. S&P 500 takes a hit. Definitely possible. 4% unemployment, definitely possible. July, this is where I think more of, based on how things look, is more of a, much better shot. This could be reversed. It could be a 70% chance, in my opinion. It could be much higher. September is where, I would say probably 80% chance that we'll see at least one cut by this meeting. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Shopify. How about orange juice? This one's feisty. This one's having some trouble coming down. But I do think it definitely looks more bearish than it has in a long time. So yeah. Amazon. I mean, so far it does look like it wants to continue here, at this major hold all-time high. I mean, based on the weekly, based on the 2-week as well. The monthly is much more questionable, about 100 times more questionable. Daily is more questionable, and everything below that seems more bearish, at least to a certain extent. Tough to say, because it's like, man, is this where we, keep blasting off into the election, into all that, or is it not? I don't know. So yeah, let's look at SPX versus M2. Just curious about this because we hit what was a historical, like an old, like there was, back in 1997. Other thing too that I just thought of, that you talk about S&P 500 in terms of versus dollars in circulation. Really, you could still make money on this, even though it looks so atrocious, even though levels were at our levels in 1997, because I think as population increases, there's more money to kind of, you need to print more money. I don't know what I'm saying, but I don't know. It's just something about it. I forget how to. I feel like Dixie versus SPY is more of a, or SPX versus Dixie is more of a, like an inflationary adjusted type situation here. However, yeah, because they outperform, just outperforming the dollar. You know what I mean? But yeah, then you don't know the actual level kind of inflation. But yeah, 2002, 5x from 2002. Yeah, if you bought in, let's say you bought 10 years ago. Let's say you bought in, I don't know, May or June of 2014, 100% increase. It does what it needs to do. And then we look here and we see, we question, do we break up here? Same thing I was talking about on Amazon. Do we continue here, or does this bear div bring us down the monthly? I would guess the bear div brings us down. I don't think she has what she needs, and I think unemployment will continue. Unemployment right here. I want to take a look. See here. What gave me the confirmation to enter short position now? Oh, you're talking about in the Discord? I think I mean, I did mention what the main things I was looking at. I think a lot of it was the trigger waves, man. A lot of it was like this shit on the 20 hour, combined, you know, with, oh my God. Oh. I don't know if anybody watched this stream. Oh man, if you guys, this is years ago. This is back in freaking 2022, but if you guys ever watched this stream, I remember it like it was yesterday, guys. Where oh, where the hell was it? Was it on the week? No, 6 day maybe. Yeah. If you guys ever watched the stream back in April of 2022, where it was like a bad thunderstorm, and yeah, I was in South Florida in Fort Lauderdale, and that's where I used to live back then, and you know, this appeared on the live stream. I think it appeared on the live stream. Blood Diamond was like, oh, and then while I was going like, oh, you know, going crazy, the power just went out because there was a bad thunderstorm, and that, you know, that was it. Yeah, that was it. And then ETH just completely collapsed. Down 70% from there. So yeah. And then gradually just came back. This, I think, is kind of an interesting thing to draw here from these wicks. Yeah, this is something to draw. Yeah. And that would be the case for 2070. I don't know if that's going to play out, but that would be, I mean, that would be, what would that correction be? It's probably 60% down. No, it's only 50%. It's nothing too insane. I don't know. Just some food for thought. Just some thoughts about it. Speaking of thoughts. Kidding. Let's see. Money flow coming out. Yeah, it seems like, yeah, like I mentioned, you're gonna break down it. Oh, oh no, Bitcoin's got the. Yeah, I mean, I guess it could fool us and really come back up to 66 or something here, but it's not looking too likely. I mean, the blood diamonds, when you have shit coming out, you know, when you have money flow coming out, they usually play out pretty well. And this one is probably just as bad as that one. So if it repeats, nothing repeats exactly, but you know, generally that could be your case back down. We did have a nice kind of jump up here. What was this jump? Yeah, 16%. Volatile puppy. So yeah. 20% down to 52. Yeah. What was that other? There's a few of them we were looking at in Paul Barron the other week. Kind of in no man's land. Yeah, I don't know too much about this one. But yeah. Oh yeah, how about I wrote on Twitter some like low ass prediction on market on MicroStrategy like, you know, a few weeks ago. I think it was like 800 or something, which yeah, it does seem like you'll see that. It does seem like you'll see that. Back to that point. This thing operates like a shitcoin. I mean, this thing is just, yeah. Well, 60% down, yeah. But I think as you get, like, that's the thing too. Like, as you get to those lows, then it's like you buy there and you have a year to wait, and then you probably got a good return. You know what I mean? You probably got a decent return, in my opinion. Why do I want to look up? I don't know why I want to look at total 2, but I just want to look at total 2. Yeah, that monthly is... Man, I just want to see something here. Like, what was from that high to there. So according to that, we have, I can't even freaking, according to that, we'll pop out like at 73, but it could be better this time. Don't know. Trigger wave looks decent on the 3-day there. Let's just look at total 2 minus tether. I don't know if that'll give us anything else, but yeah. I mean, when you look at there, it's more of like a situation of September 2020. Okay, so bottoming out a little bit earlier. Okay, maybe. Gold, yeah, I would have guessed down a bit. Just look at the regular gold chart because I have lines on there. Yeah, I would think you might come down a bit more here, you know, but gold's a hard one to read sometimes. Like I think you'll generally, you know, in a very macro trend upward, but I do think this high anchor wave will give you a little more downside potential here. What was it from, like June, the 22th, up 30%. So obviously compared to crypto, much of a bleeder, but yeah. Gold versus Bitcoin I want to look at. That's what's, yeah. Because it's hitting that major point. You have a bull div on the monthly, mind you. I mean, it generally just bleeds against crypto, so I wouldn't get overly excited. Look what happened over here in 2020, based on the 4-year cycle. You'd kind of just maybe come up a little bit, higher than bleed over. So I wouldn't get overly optimistic, but it is what it is. I mean, you're hitting a major point. Can't deny that. I would assume this would bounce at least a little bit more here. You know what I mean? Silver. Similar situation, yeah. I feel like it made a lower low, which is not the best thing. You know what I mean? BNB daily. I haven't even looked at BNB yet today. What's up, Luciano? I mean, this was the setup I was looking at for this. I think I might have posted this somewhere. I didn't take it. I would argue this probably will come down. I mean, in all likelihood. I mean, obviously, there's no way to completely know what's going to happen, but in all likelihood, I would assume this would come down. What I would kind of look at potentially for, that 2-day to confirm in a day, maybe enter this tomorrow or something potentially. Something like that, down to like low 5s. I could absolutely see that. TRX, let's take a look at TRX. Potentially jumping higher. I think he'll eventually get there. This could be the, this does look better in a lot of other things. I've always been indifferent on this. I like it, but at the same time, I've always been kind of waiting for a better price to get in, which hasn't happened. It's a weird, like, it's kind of a unicorn. It's just a very unique situation here. Mm. Mm. So 4 hour. Let's take a look here. Not really, man. On the 4 hour, I don't know. I mean, I would. The 4 hour don't tell me much here. It's more about the 20 or excuse me, the daily forming that trigger wave to the downside. Like, I would assume this would come down farther. Let's look at funding rates a little bit. Still more the Bybit funding rates tell you some shit, man. The Bybit funding rates, like, okay, it's more neutral on ETH, but that positive Bitcoin funding rate on Bybit, more y'all are trying to go long. Curious about what it is on Sol. Oh man, they be trading some weird shit here. Popcat. Oh man. Yeah. I do think that Sol, a positive funding rate, I do think that Sol will come down farther, in my opinion. And mi opinione. Opinion. But yeah. I'm not seeing too much of a reason to believe that we will jump. I mean, maybe a little bit off of 61, but it's not. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it, man. Maybe a little bit off this bull dip, but I'm not seeing it. Maybe a little back up to the VWAP. But I don't know if I would take this trade. I mean, if I would, I guess something of this nature people would look at. Maybe be lenient as hell with this line. Lenient AF with that line. Maybe even more lenient would be better. Try to bet on off of a jump off of there, or off of a retracement to the SR point. So yeah. Cardano. Yeah, she's trying now. She's coming back down. I think it'll just break down to that 40 cent area, that wick. I think we need to clean out the market more. When I look at funding rates too, I mean, that's in my opinion the best place to look at fund, just the Bybit one. And I mean, most of them are still pretty positive. Y'all ain't going short enough to turn this around. Y'all are still going long on Doge. Let's see. Let's see here. Yeah, she's losing that area. This has been a real Yeah. Doge. What about Doge BTC? Because that's the real. I know I've looked at this in the past at least a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of like you can really bounce off a. I mean, you hit. If I draw a fib, this is gonna be. Yeah, I mean that point, but it's kind of. I don't know. I would say that wick is kind of significant there. The low of June 22 here. And if you could hold that, that would be kind of significant against Bitcoin, but I don't know. How about the other one? Yeah, it's almost like trying to get a trigger there or whatever. I feel like that could easily be like back down to this point right there. Like that's another like total from the top here, like a 66% correction. And then like that's a good place. You know what I mean? Like that's a good place where we could really look for a bottom. Doge is donezo. I mean, I don't know. I really don't. It's hard to say, man. I'm not sure. I don't know. I think it'll come up higher than 15 cents or whatever the hell it ended up coming up to within the next like year and a half, if I had to guess. But yeah. Hmm. Shiba, that I feel like that wick is somewhat significant. It's that wick, yeah. He bounced off of there, but if you lose that, then you're easily back at this point. 4 zeros, 15. How about Bitcoin? That's an interesting one. Hard to say there. I feel like I'm boring you guys with this. I'm trying to find stuff to look at a little bit more. Not too much else to really look at too much right now. Curious about Apple at the moment. Yeah, it's tough to. I mean, I kind of would get. You just follow the trend, the general upward trend. I mean, it doesn't look half bad. I mean, trigger waves and such. Does Apple recover here? Like it's always done every single time since 2008. I mean, I would guess, yeah. The XMR is a good one to look at. I forgot about that one. Let's see here. Oh man, that thing is the most very, very sideways. Is there I don't think there's one I have SR points on. So, I mean, I would argue that. It does look pretty good, yeah. I mean, an 80 time frame when you see a blood diamond with all gray EMAs, it's a bit it's a bit concerning. That would be probably the case to come down to like $70 or whatever. But other than that, it's pretty good. I mean, it hasn't done much lately. It's just not. It just hasn't done much. I mean, if you keep playing ping pong, you'll probably come back up to 180 eventually. I don't know. This one's tough to say. A lot of factors with that. XRP is ping pong too. You know, just between that range, and it probably will. I mean, that's the thing. Like, do you want to go against what you think Bitcoin's going to do? Sometimes, yeah, but if you keep playing ping pong, you'll come up farther. So yeah. Close your short too early. Well, if you want to open another one, you gotta sign up down below with my link. I don't know why. If you want to open it, you gotta sign up down below with my my links to my exchanges down below. Bybit's the best one. It is KYC. Best one that, you know, in terms of high liquidity. They all have pros and cons. FAIRDESK is probably the best non-KYC one. I really like that one. Been using that about a year now. And then MEXC is good as well, especially for the lowest fees in the game, I believe. All the links are down below. If you want to sign up, if you sign up and deposit $100 onto any of them down below with my link, I'll give you 1 free month in the Discord. Just open a support ticket under support tickets. And also, regular price for the VIP Discord, Altcoin Empire VIP Discord. Is $50, is $65 a month, but if you pay in crypto, $50 a month. Info here. Make sure you read all this shit before you open the support ticket. So yeah, and yeah, check that out if you guys are interested. Trying to think here. Yeah, it's Solana. That trigger rotate down. So yeah, I don't think this market looks that great, guys. I don't know. Traditional markets look better, but they don't look. They're in between. I don't know. But I don't think this crypto market looks too hot at the moment. I want to look at ES again. Yeah, I don't know. Tough to say. I mean, when you look at lower time frames, it kind of looks like you're gonna reject from 5,200 here. So yeah. What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Anyway, guys, probably gonna wrap it up. Been on almost an hour. There's not really anything else we could look at some more news articles. I mean, what's this guy doing? Let's see. Google plays question. Decline in moral, you don't say? Let's see. That'll be interesting to see who Trump picks. Is Airbnb public? Just curious about. Yeah, okay, we're not loading there. Oh, Robinhood was up. We had some movement here. Okay, this is down in post market. Relatively new one. I mean, I would argue that's a pretty significant place that we're probably hitting right now. Do it from that wick, yeah. you might see more continuation. I don't know, but Hood is one where, yeah, we'll back up a little bit. I think she's eventually going to make up to $33. It could take its time, though. It could take some time. Before then, you could easily end up back at like 13. So you got to be careful here. But yeah. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm probably going to wrap it up. Let's see. We looked at Soul Man 15 minute. I've looked at that. I've been looking at that for 6 hours now, man. It looks decent, but you know, you're so close to that area. I don't know if I would go long. I feel like you could kind of roll over here. I don't know. Let me look at it with the try. You could try to bet on a retracement up to 144 or something. I think it's a little risky though. So yeah. Anyway, guys. Really appreciate you guys. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you want one free month in the Discord. Sign up to any exchanges down below. Deposit at least $100 and open a support ticket under the support ticket area in the free Discord. That's the first link down below, and we'll get you sorted there for your free month. And check it out here. Really good deal if you want to pay in crypto. Real price $65 a month. Crypto is a little bit cheaper. So yeah, really appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. So yeah, all right, guys. Have a